Welcome to the Purple Positivity Podcast for June the 6th, 2018. It's payday, hooray. I am your host, the amazingly adorable, slightly subdued Rebecca Thistle, podcasting to you live-ish from my kitchen/dining room table. Ooh, hiccups. In my apartment, which I call Jeffrey Thistlework. Yes. So, I'm not really in a good mood. I'm really not. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not in a good mood. I had a really bad day yesterday. And I'm not feeling well. Because we got some rain. Sunday, I guess it was. And, that as much as I love the rain, I always hate not rain. Like, after the rain there's always this period where, like, my allergies get worse. Ugh. So, I'm not feeling well physically, and I'm not feeling well emotionally. And I tried to record a show talking about why I'm not feeling well emotionally. And it's just not making me feel better. I'm not gonna lie, it's not making me feel better, because it's all completely out of my control. The quick version is that I was given paperwork. I don't know if you could call it officially served, but I was given paperwork saying that I've been sued, or I'm being sued by my parents over something about a modification of the parent-child relationship and a temporary restraining order, and I'm not entirely sure what it's all about. And I'm not happy about it. I'm extremely angry about it. And I'm extremely sad about it. And I spent yesterday afternoon just crying constantly about it. And so angry and so hurt. And I mean, it was so bad. Like, I had to take one of my hydroxyzine for anxiety, which I really try not to do. But I had to take one because I could not stop crying. And so I had a good night's sleep last night. That's one of the nice side effects of hydroxyzine, is you get a good night's sleep. So I got a good night's sleep. And I'm sort of realizing this morning that there's nothing I can do about this situation right now, immediately. It's not like I'm leaving it be, per se. But there's nothing I can do about it. And I don't want to hurt myself more. So, bricks! It's really funny. I listen to comedy on Pandora. And one of my favorite comedians is Christopher Titus, and he was talking about, I forget what he was talking about, but somebody had gotten caught with like 50 bags of heroin or something. And he said that he went and Googled it, and apparently 50 bags of heroin or whatever is considered a brick of heroin. So it's like a brick of heroin. And he goes, if you are buying anything in bricks, except for bricks, it will kill you. I don't care if we're talking heroin or cocaine or dildos, it will kill you. So anyways, that's stupid. A brick of dildos. So anyways, so now that I know that that's a long way left at the turn left at the light sort of way of saying a brick of dildos. I'm not going to talk about a brick of dildos. I was talking to all caps someone on Monday for the first time in about 5 days, I guess, at that point. And like, we got on the phone, and I was in a really good mood because I just spent basically the entire weekend hanging out with all caps fanboy, and it was a lot of fun. And but despite having this really great weekend, there's the other things going on in my life that I'm still dealing with. The least of at that time being, I don't have my kid, and I'm dealing with this situation. And so I didn't really want to talk about the bad stuff, and I didn't really want to talk about the good stuff either, because it's like, because the more I think about it, the more I realize that all caps someone and all caps fanboy are so similar that I think they would kill each other, but they're so different that I think that they would kill each other. And so I'm sort of trying to keep them separate, and it's not necessarily that I'm trying to hide them from each other, because they know about each other, but they're sort of just kind of separate. I don't really want to get into it, but someone decided, to call me on my bullshit. And he's like, you're being really testy, and you're being really snarky. What's going on? I said, I don't really want to talk about it. He's like, no, you're gonna talk about it. I was like, fuck! Damn it. I mean, he was nicer about it than that sounded, but yeah, basically. Anyway, so we started talking. And of course, it wasn't all about, all caps fanboy, and there's a lot of other things kind of sort of going through my mind and my heart and all this stuff. And anyway, so he and I were talking about this, and he says, he starts telling me about this picture that he saw on Facebook, and he could probably describe it better than I'm about to. But basically, it's this idea of, it's like a picture of a person with all these bricks over their head, just weighing them down on their shoulders and on their head and all this, and labeled things like financial issues, fears, anxieties, and rejections, etc., etc., etc. And the message of this, I don't know how it actually looked because I didn't actually see the picture, is that you take those bricks that are weighing you down and you use them to build something useful like a staircase. And so he conveys this to me, and I go, oh yeah, that makes me think of this quote that I'm not quoting because I don't remember how it actually went, but it's something to the effect of, success is building something out of all the bricks that life has thrown at you. And so we got to sort of talking about that, and I went, I'm going to talk about that on my show. So that's why we're talking about bricks. Like actual, well, not actual bricks, but like metaphorical bricks, not bricks of dildos. I know that's so stupid, I'm sorry. But I'm in a really weird mood because I'm really upset and I'm really angry about all this shit going down with this court case and stuff, and I'm freaking out because I really need to get a lawyer, and I need to get a lawyer fast because Tuesday's going to be here like that, right? And I get to work overtime on Friday and Monday. But anyways, point being is that I really wanted to take this morning off, but I got to thinking about it, and I was like, you know what, I'll just take all day tomorrow off because I was going to have to take the afternoon off anyways because I have this appointment with my psychiatrist. But anyway, so I've got I'm to borrow a phrase of all caps fanboy, I just ADD'd out. But I've got this going on, and And it's not doing me any good to be all. So I think maybe I'm overcompensating in a lot of ways. So that's why I have to throw in the brick of dildos. But it is so difficult to take the shit that gets thrown at you and turn it into something useful. It really is. And I don't want to, I don't, it's always, everything that I talk about on this show is always easier said than done. I fucking guarantee it. I'm not trying to sit here and say like, oh, la-di-da-di-da, it's so easy to be positive. It's so easy to take bad things and turn them into good things. It's not. But, after all this shit went down yesterday, I talked to Bill with all caps fanboy and all caps someone. All caps fanboy first. By the way, if you're listening to this, I called you first. But I was talking to all caps someone about it, and somewhere in the middle of that conversation, I mean, maybe it was the anti-anxiety medicine setting in. But I said, you know what, maybe this is going to end up being a good thing in the long run. Maybe it's better that my son stay with my parents for a little while longer so that I can finish school and, and or get a good job. And, maybe it'd be better if I moved elsewhere without him first. And then brought him back. I don't know. And, and I'm thinking about that in hindsight, and I'm going, that's really strange that I'm already trying to see how this shitstorm of bricks is gonna end up building something better. And maybe that's part of the trick with bricks. Oh wow, I think I just backed into an epiphany. Maybe that's the trick with, when life throws these bricks at you. Maybe that's the trick. Is that as life is throwing these bricks at you, yeah, you gotta deal with it. Yeah, you're gonna be in pain. Yeah, it's gonna fucking suck. But maybe you gotta look at those bricks and you gotta go, I don't know how yet, but I'm pretty sure I can do something with this. Maybe that's what it is. I'll probably do a separate show about this, but a long time ago, someone and we were talking about anxiety, and he said, anxiety, it's not a bad thing, it's like a superpower. We had a conversation about that. I think I may have to call him up and say, what were we talking about 2 months ago about anxieties being superpowers so that I can do it justice. But basically, it's when you have anxiety, you tend to look at the